Oh. Huh. Just blew everyone's fucking speakers. How you guys doing? Coming at you. Monday, YDBT Daily. Feeling 10 times better. I mean, Sunday night, I slept like shit. I coughed all night. Then I answered a bunch of comments where I was like, you gotta try some lemon, Alex. You gotta get a little whiskey with honey in it and lemon and sip it all day. Drink all day? Is that how you want me to take care of a cough? You fucking psycho. Well, I've taken lemons all of my life and I've never been sick. Right. It has nothing to do with genetics. It's limes and lemons and honey. Like, if he broke a bone, or if I said I have a compound fracture, he'd be like, you might want to try some of that lime juice on that compound fracture, see how it fucking worked. Fucking clowns. But I feel way better. I feel really good. The cough was kicking my ass. I had a huge headache, everything. Did a couple of rapid tests. No COVID. Again, no COVID. But you never know nowadays, so you got to kind of stay away from people and just kind of go through it. But I felt terrible the last 2 nights. Today, I feel fucking great, so. Todo está heavy duty. Todo está heavy duty. Where is heavy duty? Let's get some heavy duty in this bitch.
Asshole. Oh, yeah. They want it. Heavy duty. Heavy duty.
Oh, let's get some slurping and man screaming. Why not? Oh, yeah. Yeah, see if it smells like jelly beans.
Oh, this smells like jelly beans.
Exactly. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a lot about World Cup recap. Talk Modnats if you want. What are you going to say? A bunch of fucking weirdos are going to show up to a race that's centered on a certain type of engine. Like, okay. And then, sorry. But late today, I was on Facebook and some fucking dude posted a SVT authorized service sign on Facebook. Guy's named Donald Brennan. SVT Performance. Very hard to find. Ford SVT dealer authorized service hanging sign. Must have to complete your collection. $575. Message me. Oh, I'm sure he got a ton of messages. What the fuck is wrong with people? I think Cobros are those type of guys that go, yeah, it's got a Romeo engine. Excuse me, what? Yeah, it's got a Romeo engine. It's built in the legendary Romeo engine assembly. You don't know about Romeo? You know they build tractor engines there, right? Like Ford tractor engines there too. It's not like they just have one building like Area 51, you know, like they don't have element 115 in the motherfucker and take it out of the Large Hadron Collider and they're like, this will be a Cobra block. This will be a B-head, biggest piece of shit head. B-head. Oh, this will be for a B-head in the Romeo power plant. And then you go to like the description of the Romeo power plant. The Ford Romeo engine plant is a Ford Motor Company automobile plant located on 7 blah, 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 blah. Tenfold to become an engine and tractor plant. Cobra guys are punching air right now. Like, fuck you, man. Fuck you, bro. All mad as hell because SVT guys, I think, are the new fucking Shelby guys. Not the new Shelby guys, but the overlooked guy. I think who encompasses, who embodies SVT? Coletti guy? The Coletti dude? Coletti? Is it Coletti? John? Is it, like, if you were to say, who's the father of SVT? Who's the guy? You know what I mean? I would think it's the Coletti dude. And I'm just like, are these motherfuckers going to start doing a health watch on the Coletti guy just to see if they, by the way, you guys wanted Tony. There you go. He's been on all the chats. Some guys like, how come Tony's never on the chats anymore? And I'm like, motherfucker, he's literally climbing all the fucking time on my shit. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about World Cup recap. And before we do that, let's say hi to the people here. I'm sorry, I always forget to do that. Mohammed Baig says, good luck. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you, sir. Matt 2011 GT. Sorry. With SVT, AJ Narcisse, Quentin Bailey, Rich 50, tongue punch my fart pipe. Tyler Smith, Chris Wyde, Dustin's Customs, Mr. Shelby, Chaz Bono with SVT, JD Swag, the mod. I don't see YouTube in here. We got Blake Bailey already. We already got him. We got Candace Page. We got Joseph Alvarado. We got someone saying hit the like button, bitchos. Javi Luna says, dead ass, I am wearing my SVT t-shirt right now. Dead ass, which means really, really cereal. Elijah S50, SK Performance, Jeff in Oklahoma. Ain't shit going on out there. It's just cold and nothing going on. Alex Bitcho says, E-Rock. Good morning, says Miguel Salazar. King Yodi. Selim. These nuts will help. Let me get that E40. Exactly. Do you think mixing E40 with 91 is a good idea? I'm like... And then we had a guy say, Alex, why are you making fun of him? He just wants to make E40. I go, no, you don't understand what he's saying. He saw a pump with E40 in it, not the rapper. So if I laugh, I'll cough like crazy. He saw a pump with E40 in it. Tell me when to go. And he's like, yo, if I mix E40 with 91, I'm like, you'll have like E20. Like, you'll have like the worst chocolate milk shit ass having ass. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker's getting big. It's like the biggest Boston Terrier I've ever seen. Seriously, this is a big, you're a thick boy. Damn, he's thick. There you go. E40 is a great rapper, says Hobby Luna. So, World Cup recap. People that I was watching the whole time was Aldo Welds. We were watching like the Brett LaSala guys. We were watching Brett LaSala and Jim Brom. We were watching Fat House Fab. We were watching Joel Steele. Joel Steele did not make it to the final. The final was won by like a C7 Corvette, running like a 7.0 at like 200 miles an hour. Serious performance. The top, there was at least, Grubworm got into the sixes. Granis got into the sixes. Joel Steele got into the sixes. So there are three fucking cars in the sixes, way over 200 miles an hour. Ridiculous. So I was watching that and it was a good time. Now, apparently you have to put heat into the motor before you do a burnout in a Honda, because if you don't, apparently it self-destructs. So make sure you put heat in the motor. Just like you heard pull over at Texas 2K, you heard put heat in the motor nonstop at World Cup, because it was like 40 degrees. Like, it was cold as fuck. Desert 1320, who's in the house, he was there. I'm sure he was like, wow, this is a completely different event. Not only is there a bunch of Puerto Ricans, because where else do you ever see that many Puerto Ricans outside in the cold? Where else do you ever see that many Puerto Ricans outside in the cold? Never. That's like the only place you'll ever see Puerto Ricans out in the cold. And it smells like weed. And it's just Honda's braking all the time in the middle of a burnout. I saw a Corrado or whatever, Volkswagen, whatever the fuck it was, did a burnout. It just like self-destructed on the line. I was like, yeah, that's about right. I think we did it live. So Modnats, right? We'll talk Modnats real quick. What events or what, hey, I'm trying to work here, bro. What classes are you guys, interested in watching? I don't think it's going to be televised because it's not that big of an event at all, but there's King of the 4-Valve, which is like everything. Modular Outlaw, which is people like Keith Ray. Outlaw All Motor, whatever the fuck that is. The fuck is Outlaw All Motor? So you can be just a gutted tin can and it don't matter as long as it's all motor? Okay, sick. 6RD, 10RD Shootout, Pro and Street, Modular True Street. Okay, Battle of the Underdogs, 2-valve versus 3-valve. Open comp, which is anybody. Anybody can go to open comp. You can have a push rod motor or whatever. Heavy street, which is, 3,800 or 4,000 pounds and up. Trucks, all blower, no time shootout. Driver mod, all motor grocery getter, which is interesting. What is all motor grocery getter? Do we have a classes and rules? All motor grocery getter. What does that mean? Because motherfuckers going to be showing up at 2,000 pounds with nitro and M5 and be like, yeah, this is the grocery getter nationals. Class description. Cars must fit the spirit of the class. Okay, that right there opens it up to so much bullshit. It has to fit the class, period. The spirit. Come on, stop it. Weight brakes. Engine must be a modular. No power adders of any type, no turbo, no nitrous, no supercharger. All cam profiles permitted, phase lockouts permitted. No motor swap cars. No billet blocks. Really? We're doing billet blocks now? On on grocery getters. Transmissions could be all transmissions are allowed apparently. Cooling, exhaust, fuel delivery, fuel. So it got to be 3,500 pounds and up, at least, and all motor. K members, aftermarket K member permitted, but with much attack. Okay, whatever. So it's just basically all motor cars. All motor cars, basically all motor street instead of like outlaw. That's what it seems to be. But what I'm looking to honestly do is see how fast the Grey Goose goes. That's my whole, I don't care about really anything else. We're going to be there to support the customer, which honestly, I'd rather just sit my ass home and support them remotely, but got to go there and talk to people. It's going to be a bunch of fun. Hey, Alex, I used to like it when you flipped your hat better. Oh, okay. Do you have a data log or anything? No, I came here to tell you that. Hey, Alex, I don't like your live streams. I prefer you do 10-minute videos so you can make a tenth of the money. Hey, thanks for that, buddy. I appreciate that. What the fuck's your name? Who the fuck are you? Yeah, that's what I get when I go to events anymore. So I'm trying to be as low-key as possible. I'll support the customers, make sure the data logs are happy, say hi to people, give away a bunch of shirts, and then, support the Lund Racing crew. And hopefully the Grey Goose runs a good number. The whole plan for me, the whole reason I'm going to Modnats, wow, that's pretty good. The whole reason I'm going to Modnats is to see what the Grey Goose does, support seniors, support the crew. I don't think the Black Bean will be there. It'll just be the Grey Goose and then the team. And then hopefully the goal is to run quicker than like a 741. I think it's 741 at 190 or something like that, or 189. I think the plan is to go 20s, 30s in the 190s comfortably and see if the car likes it with the 6R80. It's been modified by Jake. And then, if we can push it a little more and lean on it a little more, we will. So that'll be an interesting thing, what the deal is. Excuse me. Okay, so Clip Horse says, almost to my pregnant man emoji. Don't even know what he says. Oh, gotcha. So you're almost to a year. Yes, if you become a year member, you'll get the pregnant man emoji. It'll be a fun time. So get your comments real quick. Talk some shit. Keep in mind, those Honda engines are like 2-liter, 2.4 stock bore and go to 2.7 and make 700 more on motor. Have heard as high as around 1,000. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Those things buzz. They're fucking flying. But why do they fall apart when they're cold? Look, if you're a racer and you're at that level of racing, shouldn't you know that the car should kind of be on the warm side before you decide to do a burnout in your billet block badass engine? Like, it's probably a good idea. Carlito's Way became a new member. Bitcho level. Thank you, sir. It's just a motor with a seat and 4 wheels. Gotcha. We're talking about modular outlaw. How many cans of octane booster would you run before you need to replace the spark plugs? I don't know. Honestly, I don't run that test. Like, I didn't see like a degradation of the spark plugs when I ran octane booster in the white car. I just one day took the spark plugs out and I'm like, these look like shit. And I replaced them. But there was nothing like a misfire or smoke or anything like that told me, okay, dude, I got to replace these. They're fucking shit. Nothing like that. Excuse me. No stick shift class? Yeah, there's a stick shift class. Let me see. Go back. Stick shift. Because that's the other one I'd want to watch. Driver mod. It's called Driver mod. I like that name, by the way. I really like that name because every other class, yeah, that's right, guys. Even you guys that have turbo 400s in your car and they're automatically shifted, shame on you. Shame on you. If you have a turbo 400 in your car, I don't care that it runs 7.0s or high 6s. I don't give a fuck. Shift your own shit. What the fuck? Really, turbo 400 guys? You're not shifting your own shit? The fuck? You gotta nudge it forward twice. Oh, that's really difficult. I gotta have an air shifter set up to go by RPM. Wow. So if the car spins and hits a 7,000 RPM shift point, it goes into third? No thanks. I'm going to pass on that. But yeah, they do have, sponsored by Fat House Fab. So Fat House Fab sponsors the driver mod and McLeod. You know, McLeod, I don't care what you say. That says McLeod. You can tell me it says McLeod all day, every day. That says McLeod. So forever, I'm going to reference you as McLeod because that does not say McLeod. It should be O-U-D instead of E-O-D. McLeod. Sponsored by Fat House Fab and McLeod Performance. Rules are subject to change. Anyway, It's anything, right? You could do whatever the fuck you want. Driver mod is driver mod. I don't think there's a pro and a street. It's like whoever the fuck shows up gets it done. See, there's pro and street. Oh, stop it. Stop it. It should just be all or nothing. Fuck it. Just like they did at World Cup. Wade SVT says, thanks for all the info over the years. I've been a member for 4 months. Hey, what's up? Catching the live at work, says Izzy. And Alexi B says, at the J-Lo concert. You're gay. That's weird. Did you see the Canelo fight? No, but I saw all I needed to look. We all knew what was going to happen. Canelo wasn't about to let that motherfucker, because he, called him a motherfucker. Where's Canelo? Oh no, did I lose him? Where's Canelo? There's Canelo.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
That's what he did to him in the 11th round. And then once he got close enough and landed that badass left with an uppercut, dude, I'm like, done. And Caleb is legit. He was undefeated. Fucked him up. And you don't understand, guys. If you guys don't follow boxing, he is the absolute. Okay, Keith Ray, you need to shut the fuck. I love you, Keith Ray. Yeah, the repeatability. Y'all ain't drivers. Are y'all drivers? What? At what point can't I get a trained monkey and go, okay, trained monkey, you see that yellow light? Let go of the button with your foot mashed to the floor. And then when you get to about, 1,000 foot mark, open the parachute. Ooh. Got it. Because the shifter's going to shift. Like, I love guys that say they're badass drivers and this and this and that. If you have an air shifter on your shit, I want it for repeatability. Okay, that's fine. Don't call yourself a driver. Don't call yourself a wheelman. Actually, that you can call yourself a wheelman because that's the only thing you're holding on to. The fucking wheel. A monkey could do your fucking job. A trained motherfucking monkey, or Tony, if I train him properly, can probably drive a Turbo 400 car down the track or a 6R80 car. I mean, really? Really? You can't... Stop it, Keith. Can you remind me what gear you dyno a 10 or 80 car? We do 6 because 7th, the clutches are really small. And the trans doesn't like that all the time. Anyway, he says, the purpose of the air shift is to repeatability when trying to get the converter as right as possible. I get your hate, but it's more than us not wanting to shift. No. It's not. It's you're making excuses. Now you're playing the mind game. Turbo 400 guys, glide guys, you can't just nudge the fucking thing at 7,200, 8,000, 9,000. You guys go, actually drive the vehicle. Y'all just steer it. You guys aren't steering guys. That's what you do. The biggest thing you do on the whole car is steer. Really? So why are you any better than a 6R? Do Turbo 400 car owners call 6R80 and 10R80 guys gay? Meanwhile, you got an air shifter in your shit. I have an air shifter in the GT500. I don't even know how to fucking turn it on. I have no idea how to turn it on. There's an air shifter in that thing. I have no idea how to turn it on. I'm like, I pretty much shift at 7,200 each fucking time. And if I try to shift higher, the throttle shuts. If I shift lower, the converter blows through. Y'all motherfuckers riding the fuck out with a Turbo 400, not shifting. Stop it. Will Gen 2 cranking cams work in a voodoo block, or do I have to get a Predator? I'd ask an engine builder. I have no idea, dude. Keith Ray has no relation to me. Says Ray. Canelo looked like he was about to slap the translator. Because Canelo knows English really well. Just the translator, I'm sure, was just sprinkling his own little sauce in there, and it just wasn't coming out. Hit the transition at MDIR 180 and slide sideways, homie. I love you, but you're wrong as fuck. Hit the transition and nya. You mean you can't just go, Matter of fact, Keith Ray, are you in between second and third in that transition, or are you in third? Are you between second and third, or are you in third? Stop it. Okay, Keith, how about the guys like Joel Steele that are going 180, 200, shifting gears? You don't see him complaining about the transition. All these guys that are stick shift, they have no issue shifting the car, yet you talk about a transition. And the stick shift guys are like, no, it's all good. Stop it. The stick shift guys weren't complaining, but you're complaining with your air shifter? Come on, stop it, bro. Stop it. Then if that's the case, can we, no offense to the company, but could throw the black magic style clutch in there as well? Okay. Second shift says, was watching an old episode of yours about women drivers roast and forgot there was a show today. Made it here. Hey, Alex, just got my McLeod RXC installed today, my S197. Now a 500-mile break-in CD driving only. It's more like cycles, like how many times how much material you can transfer. It's not necessarily a 500-mile because a lot of people say, well, I'll just go on the highway and leave it in 5th or 6th and just do my thing. And then all of a sudden, they need you to do a lot of start and stop and a lot of actuation of the clutch just to get as much as material over to the... What is your deal, dude? Dude, what is your deal? How do you... I don't know how he still has energy. But yeah, it's all about how many cycles you give the clutch, not necessarily miles. No, the translator was just plain leaving shit out. What a great life to be able to publicly yell at Keith Ray. I love Keith Ray. Keith Ray's a great guy, but I'm not one of these guys that's like, you're a god and I'm going to suck your ass. I love the dude. The dude's wonderfully talented, but he's wrong on this one because the stick shift guys are getting it done. And Turbo 400 guys are like, oh, I got to worry about that transition at 180 mile an hour. Do that one of these days, Alex, and see what happens to you. And I'm like, stick shift guys had no problem. I love how people say, Alex, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Alex, you don't race like I race. It's all about the opportunity because you and I both know if I have the same opportunity you have, I will fuck a lot of people up in their own game. I've seen a lot of these badass racers that think they're fucking badass and they have more of an opportunity. And this is my thing. I am not looking to build a Billy Badass car to do the thing. But if I had the same opportunity, I got in a GT500 and ran within a 10th of its personal best. Turbo 400, 1200 horse. I've never been in a vehicle of that caliber. Well, came within a 10th of its personal best. And I'm just like, well, this ain't that hard. I don't get how people think they're badasses because the car is fast. You know, how many times have you heard Tim McAmis? Tim, is it Tim McAmis? I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. But he talks about rich guys and pro mods. That's right. There are rich guys, super rich guys that have a pro mod built for them. And then they just go to the track and race pro mods. Yeah, 5 second pro mods. Rich guys that don't know. How many of you badass racers work for a rich guy that doesn't know shit about racing, but he gets down the track because of you? How many of you guys that set up cars for rich guys that have a lot of money and they only get down the track because of you? In his mind, the rich guy is a Billy Badass. I'm a Billy Badass. I paid for this whole operation. I'm a bad motherfucker. And what does he do? A burnout and cut a good light. Where's the driving? You know how many times I've seen people say, what a save, and the motherfucker had nothing to do with a save? Like nothing to do with a save. It was pure luck the car didn't get fucking crushed in the wall and bounce all over the place. And they go, what a save. And I'm like, save? You mean the parachute's deployed and it got straight? He didn't do that. His arms were flailing around like this, and he hit the parachute by mistake, and the car just happened to get straight. And they're like, oh my God, what a driver. What a driver. Beefcake Racing says, same thing I did with the 10-hour last few days, 15-mile drive, stop at every light, put on a turn signal, come to a stop, then go through every gear, do the same with the manual. Gotcha. A Tony-powered car would be fast as fuck. My heroes are Carroll Shelby, John Coletti. That's the guy. If Coletti starts to get sick, you're going to see people buying up Cobras, anything with an SVT badge on it. Because when Carroll Shelby started getting sick and you started hearing rumors about shit going, people were like, ooh. It's fucked up to say, but let's be honest. A lot of you guys are waiting for something to raise the value of your vehicle. A lot of you guys. And you guys are fucked up because when Carroll Shelby passed, I'm sure many of you put your shit up for sale to cash in on the dude's death. It was fucked up. Tony, gotta go. No, gotta go. No. He gets the deal when I get serious. Excuse me. I keep seeing Tony drive your GT500 down the track. Real talk, are you considered an elite driver if you use a strain system and no clutch? Look, all those guys I think, are doing it to go as fast as possible with a stick, right? So the strain gauge, basically, when you yank on on the shifter, it cuts spark and it makes activation going a lot easier, shift to shift. I don't take anything away from those guys. They're at least using one hand to steer, the other hand to shift. Whereas Turbo 400 guys release the trans brake and then they sip on their coffee or whatever the fuck they do. Or they just like, reach up for the parachute. That's it. So imagine a stick shift guy. He has to stage, dump the clutch, shift, parachute, and if he's going sixes at 200 miles an hour, that's a fucking ride. That is a fucking ride. But I've always wanted a clutch in class, which is going to be difficult because the pros won't do that. The pros would just go, nah, I'm not looking to get into that class. Fuck that. I'll keep all my nannies and go fucking sixes. Cool. Nothing against those guys. But when I see a guy clutch in between the shifts, I think that's more of a driver. More of a driver class. I'm not taking away anything from the other guys. I just like seeing a good old clutch activated, old school. You can have a watt box if you want. I don't care. But a clutch has to be, a pedal has to be activated between the shifts, in my opinion. And that'd be a cool class, in my opinion, to watch run. 90% of grudge racers just know they have an LS or small block forward. And it's fast. I mean, while they have a nerdiest tuner standing in the trailer doing everything. Exactly. Like you see a lot of these rich guys, grudge racers, Billy Badass racers. They just have the money. They have the money. Some of the guys don't even drive their own shit, right? They buy the car. That's the smart dude. They buy the car. They get the tuner. They pay the tuner $3,000 a weekend or $5,000 a weekend to basically babysit the car, and that's all you do all day. And that's fine. I'm not taking away from that. But you as a driver are not a Billy Badass. You're just not. Because if that's the case, you can get in any vehicle, stick included, and rape people. Could you imagine someone like a Granis, like the guy that drove Fat House's car, like a Joel Steele, get in a Turbo 400 car? He go, this is fucking cake. Oh, it automatically shifts itself? Shit, I don't gotta do nothing. This is cake. Yeah. Excuse me. Doggy is bringing you toys, bro. He is, but this dude does it all day if you let him. La transmisión manual pondrá pelo que tu pequeñas... No, I don't know what he's saying. Dealerships were saying that he was dead a year before he died to try to sell cars, says Ken McAllister. Eliza S550 says, hey, Alex, thanks for looking at my log today. Car has been gapping people left and right. And that's with the ESS supercharger. So I think it's with the ESS supercharger, if I'm not mistaken. The Danimal says, the mid-90s Super Stallion was sweet. Definitely ahead of its time. 5.4, dual overhead cam, supercharged 85, 600 horsepower. I wish they actually produced one. The problem with that is the cost. It was a 500 horse. The Super Stallion was a badass vehicle. But the problem with that car was reproducing it. It was a supercharged vehicle with flex fuel capability. Not necessarily E80 or E70 or whatever, but E85 or pump gas. I don't think you can differentiate. I don't think you can mix. It was either all or nothing. I don't think the flex fuel technology hadn't reached it. Demonology in the house. How are you doing, sir? He says they get a lightweight jockey like horse racing. Exactly. They go, okay, I'm gonna buy the car. I'm gonna buy the car. I got my tuner. I need me a jockey. And you go to MLK Boulevard and be like, what's the lightest motherfucker in this house? Who is the lightest motherfucker? Yo, we got Slim. All right. Give me Slim over here. Oh shit, you is Slim. Yeah. You got any kids? You got any aspirations? Nah, G. All right, get in the car. Gets in the car. No roll cage. No nothing. But it has a badass 4-link setup, billet block. The tuner has like 7 computers in the bit. And you're like, what I got to do? You see that red button? Yep. You floor the gas. And when you see that last light come on, bah! I bet. Driver mod, guy wins a race and you're like, wow, that guy, what a driver. I'm like, dude, you're fucking psycho. Oh, thanks for the question or the comment, Demonology. How you doing? Can you claim an NA record running nitro? Yeah, if it's NA is NA, right? That's the thing. Did you stop? You got eye boogers, dude. You got total eye boogers. What's wrong with you? If you saw World Cup, they had a nitro class for obvious reasons. When you're running a nitro fuel, like a second ahead of everybody. So eventually they're going to go nitro class. What do you have? A bone and a ball? So they're going to have to eventually differentiate because you can't be a second ahead of everyone else. Because if the playing field was even, then you wouldn't be any quicker than anyone else, right? If everyone was able to run the same nitro mix in their car and they're all within 2 or 3 tenths, you're going to not run that class anymore because now you're not a second ahead of everybody else. So can you claim an NA record with nitro? Technically, yes, but it is a nitro NA record, in my opinion. Just like on World Cup when they had the Hondas with the nitro, it was the nitro all-motor class, not just the all-motor class. There was all-motor and nitro all-motor. If you can race super fast stick shift car, you definitely qualify as a badass. At what point do you think the factory ECU should be swapped for a standalone? Jimmy Bean, I don't know, because there's a lot of guys like on the Coyote Swap forums, and they're like shoving a standalone in like NA cars. Oh, okay, Holly Terminator or Fuel Tech. And I'm like, Ford Racing Control Pack. Like, it's the easiest shit. And you got like 10 tuners to choose from. But no, these motherfuckers are like, Holly. Okay, so you got to lock your cams. You got to get a cable throttle. You got to do all that shit. But honestly, in my opinion, I don't know when you should. Honestly, if you have a Coyote-powered vehicle, we've proven that you can go 740s and faster with a stock computer. But some people want the track support of people that have more experience with Holly, more experience with Fuel Tech, more experience with Hall Tech, more experiences with Motec, all the techs. So, you can't blame them for using that. It's all about what you're comfortable with. And if you're comfortable with a tuner, or if you know someone that you really want to work with and they work with a certain operating system, then that's when you should consider going standalone. Honestly, I don't think there's like a speed or horsepower limit to a operating system, in my opinion. Obviously, you're not going to run an A9L computer on a 2,900 horsepower car. PBH for the win. Okay. Has anyone done a Nitro Coyote? Yeah. There was a guy in Texas did a Nitro Coyote. I don't know how much of a mix, but it was a decent amount, I heard. What size injectors are any cars using when running nitro? Like boosted, just like boosted, like a 1000 cc. If I was to run nitro in the red car, it'd go 1050s, 1040s, just as it sits right now, no problem. GT350 intake, GT350 throttle body, Steeda cold air, 3,600 pounds with nitro. I could probably run 10.6 or 10.4 with it, and it runs 11.2. On pump E85 because it's that much more potent. Now, I got to be willing to risk the engine because depending on the mixture and depending on the tuning, it'll burn up plugs. Like you hear a lot of guys burning up plugs. It's not a fuel to fuck around with. You got to be willing to blow some shit up to run a fuel like that. I've been friends with Real Teal for about 15 years. All of us had stick shift Mustangs, and I've seen Real Teal go from a supercharged 302 to what he has now. For me to stick shift like a man to drive one. Got it. Alex, did you get anyone interested in the Fairmont drivetrain yet? You got me excited about the small block 4 T56 swap. Yes, guys. So if you guys know anybody that wants a built Coyote with an Edelbrock supercharger, I want to sell it all as a kit. The 4R200, I don't think I'm going to sell because there's only one tuner that tunes a 4R200, and it's Lund, and not everybody is looking to do that. So I might talk to Jake and say, hey, Jake, are you willing to throw a planetary in this so that I can sell it as a 6R80 in case anyone, actually, I can make it configurable. So if anyone wants a 900 plus horsepower setup, and I can do 6R80 or 4R200, got a Circle D converter. It's going to come with swap headers. Basically, if you have a Fox body, I can give you the whole power plant. You can just slide in that bitch and run 8s. We seen what that Fairmont runs. It's run 870s just as it sits. So I think in a lighter Fox body, I can't imagine 850s are out of the question. Love going rounds. Bracket racing, beating the money guys is a great feeling. We're running a standalone and 2200 injectors on a stock motor Cobra this weekend. Why? Are you serious? Why are you doing that? Why did you, on a stock motor Cobra, maybe it's just the tuner that you're working with is comfortable with that? Maybe. That's the only thing I can think of. The NA pump gas class. No, that won't happen either. How do you test pump gas? These motherfuckers will be putting all the fucking... No one plays fair in racing. In racing, you cheat until you get caught. That's literally how it is. In every form of racing, you cheat until you get caught. That's how it is. 100%. Dayquil and NyQuil are amazing if sick. Damn, I'm 33 minutes late. What's up? My brother says Agent Orange. Alex, TV behind you is off. Is this due to the YouTube demonetizing? Yes. Yesterday, yesterday, I had Flow Racing stuff in the background, got demonetized. I had Star Trek on in the background, got demonetized. So I'm like, I can't even have anything on in the background because it'll demonetize. The only thing you have in the background is video games and, my own videos. But there's software out there that picks up what you're showing on the screen, and copyrights start popping up right after I'm done. Candido Ramirez says, what are the benefits of the 4R200 over a 6R80? You eliminate the front planetary. The front planetary explodes into 8,000 pieces at about 800 horsepower or so. So the 4R200 gets rid of that. Now, what it also does is make your trans a 3-speed. My trans is a 3-speed. Similar gear ratios to a 400 trans. 6R80, obviously, you have 6 gears. But I have 373s in the Fairmont, and the 4R200 is perfect for that. It goes through the traps at 7,000 RPMs at about 900 wheel at 3,500 pound race weight. So if you had a 2,800 pound Fox body, 4R200, 355s, and a 28-inch tall tire, that bitch is an 840 car. Easily. Not a problem. Foot brake that bitch. Dustin's Custom says, so true. We read the rule book, then stretch it as far as you can. Right. Racing is not being within the rules. Racing is how far can I go before I get caught cheating, right? NASCAR, right? In NASCAR, they have this thing called, or they had, I don't know if they have it anymore, have this thing called a claw. And the claw basically is the pattern that the car should be beholden to. But the funny thing is, some of the really smart guys were like, well, in between the gaps, it doesn't say anything. So the claw had gaps. And in between the gaps, they started stretching out the body to get more downforce until they got caught. And they're like, well, it fit the claw. If it fit the claw, what the fuck's the problem? And they're like, yeah, but they're like, no, you can't call me for cheating if I massaged things that went around the claw. If it fit in the claw, you shouldn't be giving me, docking me points or suspending me because I stretched things out in between the gaps. Oh, Jesus. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry. I'm super congested. I apologize, guys. But the fact that I'm giving you a show after that crazy 2 days of being sick as a dog is a miracle to me. I actually feel really good. It's just I'm really congested, and I apologize for that. Alex, it's a Vortec V336 FFE. What? Oh, sorry. I thought it was a ESS or whatever the fuck it is. Thanks for the knowledge, Alex. Coyote Goat. I'm not no Coyote Goat. I'm a nobody. I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there. I'm sure Keith Ray probably goes, you fucking beaner. You don't know shit, you fucking beaner. But there's a lot of truth to what I'm saying. He knows. He's driving back in his F450 right now to bumfuck Pennsylvania, where the yins are. And he's like, he's right. He's right. I just released a trans brake and it does what it does. Now, granted, he does everything. He sets up the torque converter, he builds the engines, he specs the trans, he does the bar angle, he does the suspension, he does the tuning. I get it. But in terms of driving, I think Keith Ray would love just to tune a car. And just, actually, that's what he did with my future car, the Owlet. It ran like a 650 this weekend. Foof, what a fast car. And his car ran like a 670, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm sure he's having almost more fun watching a car go down the track after he's tuned it, fucked with it and everything, and he sees it go down the track and he's like, this is more satisfying. It's less stressful, right? Because you set everything up. But when you're in the car, when you're after you set everything up, after you've done everything, what do? A burnout and you cut a light. The fucking air shifter shifts for you, bro. Love you. Spit that out. I don't spit it out here. Crazy. I'll spit it out later. It'll come back up. Alex, what do you think is a good deal for 18 GT with a premium package and performance package with around 25,000 miles? Dude, they're getting 35 and up for them cars, bro. They're getting 35 and up still for a 2018, a 3-year-old car. They're still getting 25 and up. I'm sorry, 35 and up. Sorry, I repeat, 35 and up. So don't be surprised if someone is asking $35,000 for that car. What do you think? Already got that. Yeah, I was wondering if you were feeling a little better. Yeah, Agent Orange, a lot better. Like, way better. It's just the coughing and the nastiness is coming out. Boy, if you're in the shower and you just let it all go, it's a fucking mess. You just go, it's just, wow, the stuff that comes out of you. How much money for that long block? I'm not going to give you the long block. I'm not going to cut anything up. You're buying the blower to the oil pan. I'm not selling the long block. Fuck that. Some Vic 7-Up Caldito de Pollo, not sick anymore. And some lime juice, because apparently lime juice fixes everything. You got AIDS? Lime juice. You got herpes? Lime juice. Broke a bone? Lime or limes. Just, squeeze some lime juice on your shit and you're good to go. What is your problem? What is your problem, dude? Why are you being... Oh, you're a fucking mess. Did you see Xander got rid of his Gen 3 for ZL1? No, I don't watch Xander. I don't follow Xander. I don't give two shits what Xander does. Alex, can Tony wheelie and what's his 60-foot put the draggy on him? Can you manually shift the 4R200 with a low car, take advantage of the overdrive? Yeah, but... Dude, just don't complicate shit for your tuner. Please don't complicate shit for your tuner. Like, you can make it that it goes into overdrive in sport mode, but it's a fucking nightmare to do. So what I do is this. I use the torque converter lockup schedule so that it locks up differently in sport. That's a lot easier on my end than to have overdrive. Is just, in my opinion, the 4R200 should not have overdrive. Should be 3-speed only. The overdrive is wonky, and that's what the people complain about the most. And it is a pain in the ass. So if you're going to consider a 4R200, consider not having any overdrive. I can honestly sell my car and come out ahead on my 2020. What's the best 6-speed to put with a 351 with mods? I don't know, a 6-speed. I wouldn't do a 6-speed. 5-speed's fine. Hell, I'd probably just do 4 gears. I'd probably do a T56, faceplate, all that bullshit without 5th or 6th. He's getting big. He's a big mother. He is probably 22 pounds right now. And I think I got to start slowing down his feeding schedule because he's like a mini boxer. Dude, I know. Relax. He's like a mini boxer. Okay. Can I pay you through a firm for that drivetrain? Sure. Well, as long as the money clears my account, I don't care how you pay me. Lime juice for Lyme disease. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, you're a fucking mess, dude. You're a fucking mess, dude. Hey, Alex, I'm talking to a shop about doing headers on my 18 GT. Oh, they have of FFV stainless power headers on the shelf. Say I can wait 10 plus weeks for Cooks with FFV. What would you recommend? Cooks. Wait the 10 weeks for Cooks. No rush. Don't rush quality. Stainless power is super duper China. Cooks is USA made. American Racing, USA made. Ultimate header. You can get a set of ultimate headers probably right now. You don't got to wait. Just call Jim. Ultimate header. Bam. You get them. No 10-week wait. But if the shop doesn't have an account, they're probably not going to sell it. And that's usually how it works. How many blower to oil pan? No transmission. Boy. Whew. So a built motor, ported heads, stock cams, Autoblock 2650 ported by Kong, 1650 injectors, probably $12,000 to $15,000, right? Think about it. What's a built Coyote go for? Ported heads, sleeved, manly rods, pistons, and then the Edelbrock ported. You're probably looking at $12,000 to $15,000 somewhere there. I'll ask for 15 and let them Jew me down, which is a derogatory term for the tell them to actually bring the price down. The stock computer wigs out in processing speed at 7,000 RPMs. So that was a limiting factor for turning it up. Shooting for 8s, blower stick car went 949, 146 with an old 2.9 Whipple. There's tricks to second shift racing. That on an old, AMZ2 computer, you can turn things off so that it processes over that RPM. You know that, right? Or does your tuner know that? That would be E65, neck of a bison on Tony. Yeah, he's a thick boy. 12 to 15. No, yeah, 12 to 15 is good. I think 12 to 15 is going to be a good asking price. I'll ask for 15 and let them bring me down a little bit because, it's ready now. I can do a compression check for people to know that it's good. I know it's good. And here you go. Bye-bye. I'll give you all the pulleys on the planet, blah, blah, blah. Just get it out of my life. Get it. And the trans, I'll probably just give it back to Jake. If I get $15,000 for the engine to oil pan, I'll give the trans back to Jake and go, Jake, all you can sell it. Whatever you want to do, it's his. In my opinion, that's his trans. You could get the stainless headers now, By the time the cooks arrive, they'd be rusted out and ready to be replaced. Exactly. Stainless, especially ultimate headers, they're just available. Gym is about 4 weeks. Okay, Beefcake Racing, gotcha. Gym's about 4 weeks. So there you go. I would wait. I'd wait for quality, bro. You could get the stainless dust mat. 12 MGT got that. Do you think, and he's gone, do you think the section hate can beat Mario Madrigal? No, he's been sevens. He's been sevens. So I don't think my car has not been sevens. And I'm going to talk to Jake today about a leak down test that they performed. They did a compression and leak down. I'm going to talk to him about it, let him explain what they found, and then see what to do about that next time. I'm debating the same thing. Sleeved 10-1 beat. Why? Beefcake. We got to have a talk, Beefcake. We got to have a talk. Why the fuck would you ever consider a low compression Coyote? Like, on what planet did anyone recommend a low compression Coyote? What's happening? No low 10-1? Why? Tell me why you think it's okay to go 10-1. 10-1? Why? That's old school mindset. You stick to stock compression on Coyotes. Hell, if I could swing it, I'd do 13-1 on everything. I'm on E85. I'm never going to be on pump gas. Who gives a shit? Love you, Beefcake. You got to start getting motors that are fucking 11, 12, 13, 11 or 12-1. Not 10 to, why 10-1? So now you need more boost to make the same kind of power. And then you probably be like, hey, how come it's down on power? BES loves 10-1. Then Beefcake Racing, stop fucking with BES. How's that? I don't know BES from a hole in the wall. But if BES loves 10-1, stop loving BES. It's real simple. Why in the fuck would you go 10-1? Why? I think the Grey Goose has like 13-1. I think the Blue Goose has like 10-5. But that needs more boost to make big boy power. I don't care what BES likes. And they're probably good people. 10-1? No, because what happens when you have a low compression Coyote? Now you need more boost. So if you have a 12-1 Coyote or a 10-1 Coyote, both have 10 PSI, which one makes more power? Obviously the 12-1 Coyote. So what will I need to make the 10-1 Coyote make the same power as the 12-1 Coyote? More boost. What happens when you add more boost? Higher IATs. So why would you get a 10-1 compression Coyote only to then have to shove more boost in it and have IAT issues? Come on. I love you. We got to stop that. It's not 1979 anymore where people are going low compression because of boost. Stop that. We keep high compression if we're fucking with the 85 all the time. New engine is 12-1. Okay, good. Keith Ray, horsepower left on the table. Look at Keith Ray actually agreeing with me on something. I love Keith Ray. I love him. He's one of those guys that he doesn't get offended. You know he's coming from a good place. And, he ain't about to offend. He'll help you. He'll do. You see how many people he welds shit for at the track? Like, Keith Ray's one of those guys that I'm sure people are like, fuck that guy, but I need him to weld something. And he's like, okay, buddy, here you go. Whoop. Great. He's talking about selling it. If you get them, make sure you coat the insides and paint the outside to wrap as well. What's happening? We're to be back in the 90s, 2000 days. Ford Mo Performance. He's not building 10-1. Okay. Alex, do you see E85 going away? Well, according to everything we know, the government is looking to potentially get rid of ethanol-based fuels because they're bullshitting you and telling you that it is bad for the environment. They're bullshitting you because it is about big oil control. Why would Biden think about shutting down a Michigan pipeline when he shut down the Keystone pipeline and then beg OPEC to produce more oil? What are we, back in the 90s? Are we back in the 90s? Where we're going to have oil shortages? We're going to have beg OPEC to make more oil? So the homeboys, dude, they're in the pockets of big oil. So ethanol is probably the biggest threat because people like Ignite can grow their own corn, make their own fuel, and people are like, that takes the control away from OPEC. Fuck that shit. If you guys want to get really good, excuse me, buddy. So, because I loved recommending shit to you guys, the on YouTube, shit, I'm gonna look it up. Boy, what a great, if you guys want to get up on history, Russian oil. Here it is. Black gold, the war for Russian oil. You guys want to get in on this shit? This was wonderful. What a great thing to watch. So this is called the Black Gold, the War for Soviet Oil, War Factories Timeline. They perfectly explain how oil is like crack. And imagine having something you can turn on or off and have power and political influence based on it. Guys, watch this. Black Gold, the War for Soviet Oil, War Factories Timeline. I'll put a link and I'll pin it. I'll pin the link. Guys, you will love it. You will love it. It is wonderful. Trust me. I know I don't like getting political on here, but it is just one of those absolutely beautiful, well-made documentaries that makes you understand, and it's relevant. It's relevant nowadays. So I pinned a comment. Watch it. Sit back. Have a coffee or a tea with lime in it and honey, and you're gonna go, motherfucker, it's true today. Fuck Joe Biden is right. Fuck Joe Biden is right. Fuck that Let's Go Brandon shit. Let's cut the shit with the Let's Go Brandon shit. Let's just say fuck Joe Biden, right? Fuck Let's Go Brandon. Fuck Joe Biden. Put it on the side of your car. Don't be all tongue in cheek with the Let's Go Brandon bullshit. Let's go 100%. Something that burns cleaner and worse for the environment makes sense. People should go back to work, be honest. Just make your own 85 not that hard. Hey, if that's the truth, I'll buy some land and plant some corn. It's because government can't make money. Same way they will never ban cigarettes because government makes money on gas and very less on E85. This fucking dog. I can't wait to see Biden out of the White House, him and his whole administration. Bro, there's some shenanigans. Turbo Diesel says 100% of SEMA builds with boosted illuminators are low compression. Dudes still think it's the 1970s when it comes to compression and boost. Exactly. But I understand if it's pump gas. I understand if you're going to stay on pump gas forever, then you're going to do 10-to-1 compression. Okay, 10-to-1 or 9-to-1. Okay, pump gas forever. So that means you're going to need 15 to 17 PSI to make 700 horse. Like GT500 days. Like low compression GT500 days where you needed 15 PSI to make 600, 700 horse. It's crazy. Fought the ethanol battle years here in the Midwest, and the best way to fight big oil is to support companies like Landmark, UWGP, Badger State Ethanol, so they can open their own stations. Interesting. Using existing technologies, an acre of sugarcane produces almost twice as much ethanol as an acre of corn. Interesting. That's an interesting. I never knew about that. I love how this show just goes into something else. Is he trying to share his toy? No, he wants me to throw it. See? That's all he wants. And then he's going to come right back and put it right back on my lap. There he is. Let me see. If you can jump and get it. Put him within camera view. There you go. There you go. Oh, Jesus. He's heavy. I'm trying to get into the Mustang scene, but I heard nightmares of the MT-82. Save the manuals. Luis Perez, I'm telling you. T5s were bad. Oh, Jesus. Oh, these dogs got lockjaw. Oh, Jesus Christ. The MT-82 is not bad. It's all about having a proper shifter, having the right clutch. You got to have the clutch be a fuse. You can't get like an RXT McLeod. McLeod RXT. You can't get that. It's going to... McLeod RXTs should be made for John Deere tractors. That's what they should be made for. Not cars, not street cars. They just destroy gears. But our STs are fine. And supposedly the new one that they private label, I don't know for a fact. I have it in my white car. I don't know that it's great or not, but we'll see. The jury's still out. Ben Callum recommended it to me, and I'm going to say, motherfucker, if you recommended me some junk, you're going to hear about it. Dude, what is your problem? There you go. Boy, he plays all day. EV Superchargers coming to a store, restaurant near you in the coming years. Interesting to see where gas stations will evolve. Throw the toy human. Exactly. You should get Tony the toy that throws the tennis ball for him. Yeah, he'll play with that shit all night. No, thank you. I've been thinking about getting valves and springs. What would you recommend? The PAC 1234Xs, I think. PAC 1234Xs. Beefcake would know. I think Beefcake stocks them even, or at least is a dealer for them. Keith Ray says, I need a sleep coyote so I can turn my turbo setup up. Got anything laying around? Says Ford More Performance, meaning he is not going to buy my car, my shit. Oh, because I'm not selling it without the blower. I'll be stuck with a blower if I sell the lawn block. I know I'll be stuck. I'm going to talk to Jake today. We could do some consignment shit because people buy power packages from him all the time, and I could probably put it under consignment. He'll get a deal. I'll get a deal. Everyone makes money. Everyone's happy. Excuse me. Car Culture Nation says, just getting on, but did you see the Fox that broke the world record? 6.6, I believe, on 275s. I thought it was 5 something. Yeah, but the thing has it's a fucking fast car. Pro line, pro charge, all that shit. Yeah, fast car. Just getting on, but did you already got that? That's one of those things that I don't like even fuck with. That's like at a completely different level of shit. I don't even relate. I'm talking street car stuff. I'm like into street stuff, and that's where the money's at for like people like us. Like people like us, Beefcake, Lund, all the other parts manufacturers. The street stuff is what matters. So when you tell me a car went 5 somethings on 275s, awesome. I just can't relate because it's like saying a top fuel dragster went 350 miles an hour. Like, okay, cool. Yes, we know about shutting off sensors. A lot of stuff is deleted. Needed a couple inputs to monitor and kept the stock motor alive. Currently 34 PSI. Stock is fuck. Dumb. We know. Hey, I mean, we'll see what. Are you going for some kind of micro record though? Stock bottom end record. Are you doing that bullshit? Because because you have 34 PSI, it doesn't mean you're actually like, it sounds like it's restricted. You know what I mean? Like boost is a measure of restriction. So just because you have 34 PSI doesn't mean, it probably would have less boost at the same pulley combo if everything was flowing better. What's the new setup going to be? It's going to be a small block Ford with a T56. I'm that car. Okay, so what happened with the Fairmont, in my opinion, is this. With SVT says, thanks for all the info over the years. The red car had the Fairmont's drivetrain. The red car was running right here. This was the last time the red car had the TVS and the 4R200 trans. It went 9.1 at 154, and it broke. Broke the axles. Then I broke the transmission twice. Broke the forward planet. Broke the main shaft, and then the drum started dragging on the case, and I'm like, what is happening? So everyone suggested to me, Alex, you have a Fairmont. I'm like, I do. They're like, put this motor in a lighter chassis and it'll last longer. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Is that what I wanted to do? Fuck no. I want to make a stick shift small block Ford. That's what I was waiting on. But I said, you know what? That wouldn't be a bad idea. So I spent, 12 fucking grand to get everything done. Mikey and all the guys helped out and did all this work, and Senior helped with the rear end and the fuel system. And then I went to the track with a Magna Fuel 750 and I ran 870 with a 3.0 upper pulley, non-ported 3.0 upper pulley. I'm like, wow, this thing flies. But it was sketchy and boring. Like, it was sketchy because it was like, it's a square box going 150 miles an hour, but boring because I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm literally not doing anything. I'm just it's fast, but I'm like, whatever. After 2 or 3 pulls down the track, you're just like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. But I was basically building that car for everybody else. I wasn't building the car for me. For me, stick shift small block Ford. A 10-second or 9-second stick shift small block Ford with a carburetor. Yeah, gay, but that sounds enticing to me. Fuck it. I don't care. I like to tinker, and the carburetor takes the tinkering necessity away. But I built that car for everybody else. And now, after reconfiguring the fuel system 4 times, now it has another fuel delivery issue that I am not going to diagnose. I am not going to start fucking with. I'm just going to say, I'm done. This car's telling me, get this coyote out of me. Did a great thing, ran a number. I'm going to die in it at that power level anyway. So might as well get rid of the drivetrain and get me a small block Ford with a T56 eventually, many years down the road. There is no rush for that. But it'll be a carbureted thing that I can then showcase on the channel, fuck with, tune, and have fun with. Absolutely. I already have a GT500 that could be a 7-second car. I already have an NA quick car. I have a stick shift S550, and I'm going to have a turbo truck soon. So why have another stupid swap car that's fast, that goes in a straight line, and it's auto, and it's boring as shit? Alex, how many years down the road do you anticipate purchasing an EV for a daily? I don't know. I saw a performance Model 3 doing donuts, and it looked pretty good to me. What do you recommend Tony wants to play? I know he wants to play all day, all fucking day. Would you ever buy a stick S197 again? If I would stick an S197, it'd be the GT500. That RPM transmission, after Jake taking it apart, he goes, dude, this thing is like Billy badass. It's got titanium bolts on the fucking converter. It's probably a $5,000 converter. It's got a bunch of billet parts in it. He goes, this is probably a $10,000 to $12,000 setup. Obviously, you're not going to get that for it, but if you were to sell it, you could probably get good money for it. And I go, right, and then I could put a T56 in that car. Because if I'm going to stick shift any S197, it's going to be the car I currently own. Good morning, bitcho, says Coyote These Nuts. Would you ever run an Astro T5 on a G-Force to help shed a few more pounds? Maybe. Stock shift knob record. It's tune related. Alex, just kidding. Riley, open up the heads and do better cams. Okay, the art, Alex, come on. Monter Abdullah. Would you ever buy a stick car? Yep, my family's turbo. Okay. What do you recommend? What works better for a 2020 F-150? The 18 manifold or the 302 Boss intake? Honestly, I think it's a wash. Between those two intake manifolds, I think it's a wash. I don't think you're going to gain one over the other except looks. That's all you're going to gain is looks. Dude, how do you still have energy? Dude? I don't get it. I don't get how you still have fucking energy, dude. All right, guys, I'm going to get the fuck out of here because it's been an hour. Little man looks like he needs to go out for a walk and then feed him, then put him to sleep so he can just relax for a little bit. He's obviously played himself out for an hour here while we're hanging out. I appreciate you guys coming on. I feel a lot better. Thanks for the people that wanted to help me get better by putting lime juice on everything and sipping whiskey all day. Apparently one guy said, sip whiskey all day with honey in it and you'll be fine. I'm like, I'll be fucking sloshed. Yeah, I'll be fucking sloshed all day. Yeah, but you'll feel better. I'm sure I'll feel better. I'm sure if I get shot in the stomach and drink whiskey for long enough, I'll feel really fucking good. So tomorrow, 8 o'clock, we're going to do Talking Shit, regularly scheduled programming. I don't think I'm going to do a dating channel show tonight. One's enough. I might do one tomorrow, though, because if tomorrow after Talking Shit, I might do a late dating channel because it's all on the same day. And then maybe do another one Thursday, but we'll see. We'll just keep posted for that. So I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.